Ladies and gentlemen, I have a confession to make. I have Texan privilege. I weathered the past several years of tyranny pretty well here. There were a couple mask mandates in some businesses, but it wasn't ubiquitous. There were no vax mandates for anything I associated with. So really, I was able to just sort of resist by just not participating, and I suffered very few consequences other than not being able to go out to, I don't know, a restaurant that I wanted to go to occasionally. But I realized that I have that luck, privilege, whatever, because we all saw a pouring in of video and stories and reports of brutality visited upon people in countries around the world. And our guest today, I believe, was in a country that had both vaccine and mask mandates. And so I want to hear her story, get into that, see how it interrupted her otherwise charming, wonderful, beautiful tantric education enterprises. So let's get into it.
From Dallas, Texas, this is Anarchast.
Greetings, dreamers. Welcome back to Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I will be Patrick Smith. Today's guest is an activist that stood up to the government where she lives in Ecuador against mask and vax mandates. She's working on running a wellness festival that starts there in just a few days' time and is speaking at the fast approaching Anarchapulco. Please welcome, and I made the mistake of not asking how to pronounce her name, so here goes, Becca Tzigany?
Tzigany.
Ah, okay. Tzigany. Oh, what a beautiful name. And a beautiful profile photo. If you guys saw the thumbnail of this video, I awarded her the best photo, profile photo award of anybody so far this year. She just exudes this happiness and joy. It was pleasant to look at. So welcome to the show, Becca. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you, Patrick, for having me. I love being here.
Cool. And I mean, the like I said earlier, the internet connection is just fantastic. It's better than people here stateside when I talk to them. So this is fantastic. We have some cool things to talk about, some stuff that I'm not at all familiar with, which makes for the best interviews. So I have tons of questions. And you've been on Anarchast before, so we won't rehash how you became an anarchist or go through your backstory in that regard. You guys can go check out her prior episode for that on this channel. But I would like to begin with what happened in Ecuador over the past couple of years and how you fared and what all you got up to.
Well, we're part of the world. So we got this, like when before the whole pandemic started, our president Lasso was invited to the World Economic Forum, and for those of us in the know, it was like, oh no, this isn't going to end well. So, of course, he was following orders. And so we had the full complement of lockdown, mask mandates, vaccine mandates. Like people would lose their jobs if they didn't get a vaccination. And so it was as heavy as it was anywhere. The thing we have going for us is that Ecuador has an amazing constitution. I mean, probably one of the best in the world. I mean, for example, the US Constitution says, like, all people have rights, all men have rights, and then that was extended. But Ecuador was the second country to say that nature has rights. And the Constitution is really impressive on how it stands up for all life. So those of us who were aware of the Constitution knew that all the mandates and the police in the streets and we have to be home by a certain time and all this stuff was illegal. But it took us a while to figure stuff out, as it often happens. I mean, I knew right away. In fact, I came back from Anarchapulco 2019 and I spent some more weeks in Mexico, and I flew into Quito. I see people dressed in moon suits, and really it was the next it was 2 days later that the country shut down. So I got back home just in time, but enough to know, wow, this thing is happening. And so we started a clandestine group to look at COVID and what happened in Wuhan and follow the money and all that stuff. So we were figuring that out and putting out information sheets in our town. And luckily in this country, people are still within a generation of traditional knowledge. Already the local people were treating the flu, bad COVID, with herbal remedies. And people were getting better. And everyone just took it like, oh, it's a flu. What's the big deal? But the media is pumping fear and so forth. So our education campaign, which was flyers and talking to people, I believe contributed to the fact that in our town, most people did not get the shot. So then when it came to, it kept, dragging on and on. We're getting,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me interrupt you just real quick, because we are currently live on a bunch of different platforms, including YouTube. If we need to have adult conversation that the parents at YouTube do not want us children to have, let me know. Say the word. I'll cut the YouTube stream off, and we will have everything over on Odysee. I want to incentivize all of our Anarchast viewers, and I think more than half right now are already over on Odysee watching right now. There's a link in the description to the same stream happening right now over on Odysee. Please click that stream if you don't want to miss out. I'm not saying that we are going to say, we're going to talk about any adult topics, let's say, but if we need to, just say the word and I will hit that switch and we'll cut YouTube off. So sorry, please continue.
Yeah. Get on over to Odysee, because
okay, I'm doing it.
I can't fully tell my whole story, on YouTube.
Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, I'm about to hit the switch. Click the link in the description to go see us over on Odysee. Pick up the stream there. We are cutting you guys off in about 10 seconds. So let's take a quick little 15-20 second intermission here. I'm hitting the switches now. I will see you guys over on Odysee, where we can actually have grown-up conversations without being parented by a massive, creepy corporation. All right, hitting these switches now.